Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it's a great pleasure to join the Senator from Washington State, Senator Cantwell, in discussing some very important provisions that were included in the Customs Conference report that the Senate acted on earlier this afternoon. As senators representing border states, we are particularly attuned to the security and economic consequences of our border security policies. When it comes to travel, our country's goal should be to let our friends in and to keep our enemies out. And as the senator from Washington so eloquently described, the best way for us to do that is to push out our borders. Today, approximately 15% of travelers boarding on an airplane destined for the United States do so only after fully clearing U.S. Customs and Immigration inspections at 15 Department of Homeland Security pre-clearance facilities located in foreign airports. That's a start, Mr. President, but it doesn't go far enough. If we truly want to enhance our security, we need to advance the use of pre-clearance facilities in other foreign airports, and that is exactly what the senator from Washington and I would do and what the Senate voted to do today. It's something that, as Senator Cantwell has described, we've long worked on together as a team for many years, and I'm very pleased with the progress that we can point to today. Now, let me just briefly explain how pre-clearance works. Under the pre-clearance program, we station U.S. law enforcement officials overseas at foreign airports. There, they can screen passengers at the point of departure to the United States rather than waiting for the passengers to arrive in the United States. Well, that makes all the sense in the world. It helps to prevent someone, a terrorist, from smuggling a bomb onto a plane. It helps make the no-fly list more effective. It helps federal law enforcement to do a scan of other terrorist databases to see if a passenger is listed. In addition, the unique biometric information of each passenger is also collected before the flight departs to our country rather than after it has arrived. Again, it's this concept of pushing back our borders so that more screening is done overseas. We're doing this more with cargo also. That are shipped on those large cargo ships coming into our ports. It makes all the sense in the world. And the security feature is particularly important because biometric information is so much more difficult to fake than biographic information such as a name or a date of birth, which can easily, regrettably, be falsified. As a result of the pre-clearance operations, threats to aviation security and to our country and its people can be identified at the earliest opportunity. Accelerating the expansion of pre-clearance operations incurs minimal costs and great benefits. Instead, new pre-clearance operations overseas are often paid for by the foreign airport authorities in exchange for the opportunity to offer passengers an improved travel experience returning home. Think of it, Mr. President. When you come back on a long overseas flight, and then you see that long line to go through customs and immigration, wouldn't you rather do that on the front end of the flight when you're fresher and before that long flight home? So this is advantageous for our foreign visitors as well as increasing our security. The conference report passed by the Senate today thus represents an important step forward in strengthening our security. It will help to strengthen the security of travel to the United States. It does not represent our entire bill. The Cantwell-Collins bill also has enhanced information sharing between the United States and Europe regarding the identities of suspected terrorists. If our intelligence community can provide more information to European border authorities and they can use it in the screening of the more than 1 million migrants that are arriving in Europe, we simultaneously improve the security of Europe and of the United States. The continued threat posed to aviation from terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda, like ISIS, and so many others demand that we take immediate steps to improve our security, keeping our borders and our aviation industry safe, but most of all, keeping American people safe. Today's vote on the Customs Bill Conference report is a significant step in the right direction. And I want to acknowledge the work of the Homeland Security Committee, which is headed by our colleague, Senator Ron Johnson, as well as the Department of Homeland Security, headed by Secretary Jay Johnson. Both of them have also worked hard on the pre-clearance issue. I hope that our colleagues will join Senator Cantwell and me as we continue the work that we have been doing for the past 5 years on this issue. It is so important, and as border state senators, I think we're particularly sensitive to the fact that we want tourists, we want trade, we want people to come into this country, but we do not want lax border security to allow those who would do us harm to be able to enter this country. Let me end where I began. Our goal is to keep our enemies out and invite our friends in when it comes to travel. And I want to commend Senator Cantwell for her long-standing leadership on this issue. It's been a pleasure to work with her. Thank you, Mr. President.